Hello everyone, I am Meulendijks and standing next to me is my friend JoeTribiani and welcome to our guide about the Heist minigame. It is our first guide ever, but as we are so dedicated to the game, we really wanted to make this for you as it is such an underrated minigame. This video will only cover the very basics of the game and the next part will discuss more advanced topics. Next up I will tell you what we will cover in this video. First of all, we will cover the location, followed by the requirements and the rewards. Next up will be a general explanation of Heist, and we will finish with a closer look into the two different roles, the robbers and the guards. The minigame is located just north of Valador. Walk northwest from Valley Lodestone and climb up this ladder. The only requirement to play this game is to be a member, and you need to have an even number of players between 4 and 10. There are several rewards. Obviously you will earn Thaler by playing this minigame, but you can also earn bonus XP for Hunter and Thieving. On top of that, you can unlock perks which you can use only within Heist, but these will be covered in another video. Heist is a really fun minigame to play with your clanmates and friends. The players will have to be equally divided into two groups, a group of robbers and a group of guards. The main goal of the game depends on what your role is. The robbers try to steal treasure, while the guards should prevent robbers from stealing treasure by catching them. This is the waiting area. The red ship on the north side is the robber ship. The blue ship on the south side is the guard ship. And the green barrier in the center of the lobby puts you in the ship with the least amount of players. The game can be played on 4 different instance maps: Berthorpe, Darkmere, Alcarid and Canifis. Just before the game is about to start, players can vote between 2 maps where the game will take place. On these maps are a lot of NPCs walking around, and the robbers can take the form of an NPC in order to blend in, and that way they cannot be noticed as a player character. Robbers should try to behave as much as possible as NPCs to stay unnoticed by guards. Robbers will start the game as their own character in a dropship and have a 15-second window to get a form, while the guards cannot move or see anything. The main aim is to find and deposit treasure to win the game. The amount of treasure needed in order to win the game is shown in an interface, and the amount of treasure required is always equal to the amount of robbers present in the game times 2. Treasure can be found on the map in houses, mainly upstairs. Houses can obviously be entered via the door, but sometimes houses can only be entered by breaking a window and climbing through it as the door is locked. The majority of the treasure, however, can be found in the bank, and there is always more than enough treasure inside the bank to win the game. Therefore, it may not be surprising that the bank area will always be highly guarded by the guard team. Once you have grabbed some treasure, you need to take it to a deposit point. The deposit points are randomly scattered around the edges of the map. They can be found in the form of cards, ships or carpets, and you can also deposit in a spawn ship. You must deposit your treasure before you can grab another. On the Berthorpe map, you can only deposit your treasure by diving off the pier and then swim to a deposit ship. That concludes the robber section. Now let's move on to the guard team. The aim of the guards is to lock up the robbers before they have deposited enough treasure. The guards spawn inside the jail, but their screen is blacked out for 15 seconds to give robbers some time to get a disguise without guards being able to see that. The bank is always directly next to the jail. The aim of the guard team is to catch all the robbers before they have deposited the right amount of treasure they need to win. The guards also win if the 20-minute timer runs out. To catch a robber, you must accuse an NPC by clicking on one. If it is a robber, it will get startled and throw its hands up in the air. Then you will have to tag him. Don't spam click them, because the accusation will not register while spam clicking. Tag them after the accusation is registered in order to catch them. The first time a robber gets caught, he gets nicked and stands in place for roughly 30 seconds before respawning. When the same robber is caught for the second time, he gets arrested and thrown into the jail. Robbers will turn into guards after being in jail for a minute. As a guard, you may have 3 wrong accusations before you get jailed for 30 seconds to prevent randomly accusing every NPC. If the person you accuse is not a robber, you will get a message saying the NPC is innocent. On every 3rd wrong accusation, you will get jailed for half a minute yourself. You don't want to be jailed as you cannot perform any actions, and any robbers inside the jail can pickpocket your cell key that every guard receives when the game starts. With that cell key, they can escape. It's important to have at least one guard inside the bank at all times, because the majority of the treasure is located inside the bank. There is only limited house treasure, so robbers must steal from the bank to win. However, having all guards in the bank doesn't necessarily result in a win. You will end up giving them a free run on the map, after which they only need a few more loot from the bank in order to win the game. Therefore, it is best to divide guards roaming the map and have at least one guard inside the bank. You can spot robbers when NPCs perform certain actions, such as looting a treasure chest, which will then close. Actual NPCs cannot perform any action besides walking, running, and sitting down on benches. This means NPCs cannot open doors, change disguises, break windows, jump in the water, swim, or climb stairs. If you see any of these happen, it is guaranteed to be a robber. And that is where we will end this video. In the description you will find a link to our Heist Discord, so feel free to join it if you'd like. Also stay tuned for the next part of our guide where we will go more in depth. Joe and I want to thank you for watching this guide, and hopefully you will try out this minigame with your clanmates and friends.